Hey guys, so if you've been a fan of MultiVersus, which was the free-to-play platform game, multi-platform game by WB Games and Player First Games, you may have heard that today, basically starting this Tuesday, the Season 5 pack will be released, but it will be the last season pack ever that they will release because apparently after this season, they will be shutting down the servers. Now, what that means, and I got the information here that they posted up today. This is from Warner Brothers Games as of today. This is what they said about this situation, and I quote: "Hi everyone, we have an important update to share regarding MultiVersus. After careful consideration, our next season will serve as the final seasonal content update for the game. MultiVersus Season 5 will begin on February 4th and run through May 30th of this year, adding 2 new playable characters to the roster, DC's Aquaman and Looney Tunes' Lola Bunny. All new Season 5 content, including Aquaman and Lola Bunny, will be earnable through gameplay. Both new characters will be accessible when Season 5 begins on February 4th at 9 a.m. Pacific. Aquaman via the Battle Pass as the first tier reward, and Lola Bunny as the daily calendar login reward. All online features will continue to be available until Season 5 concludes on May 30th at 9 a.m. Pacific. At that point, there will be an option to play MultiVersus offline via the local gameplay mode, either solo against AI opponents or with up to 3 friends. To do this, you will need to download the latest version of the game and log in during Season 5, anytime between February 4th, 9 a.m. Pacific, and May 30th, 9 a.m. Pacific. After logging in, a local save file will automatically be created. After logging in, a local save file will be automatically created, connected to your PlayStation Network, Microsoft Store, Steam, or Epic Games Store account, allowing you to enjoy the game offline with all the earned and purchased content moving forward. As of today, January 31st, real money transactions will no longer be available for MultiVersus, which means you can no longer purchase Glimini, but you can still use remaining Glimini or character tokens to access in-game content until Season 5 ends on May 30th at 9 a.m. Pacific. Additionally, when Season 5 finishes, the game will no longer be available to download via the PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, Steam, or Epic Games. More importantly, we want to thank every player and person who has ever played or supported MultiVersus. All of us on the Player First Games and Warner Brothers Game teams have poured our heart and soul into this game. We will be forever grateful for the incredible support of the MultiVersus community throughout this journey. We all hope you enjoy the final season of MultiVersus. For more information, please visit our Season 5 fact and questions. Now, what that is saying basically is after the season ends on May 30th, the game will no longer be available to download via the PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, Steam, or Epic Games Store. What that means, though, is if you already have it downloaded, then you'll be able to play it offline. Because, again, what they're saying is in between this Tuesday, and which is February 4th, and May 30th, which I think is also a Tuesday. Let me check. Let me double check, guys, on the calendar. Let me double check. May 30th will be a Friday. So between this Tuesday again, which I think is Tuesday is the 4th. So between Tuesday, February 4th, and Friday, May 30th, you'll be able to utilize Season 5. You'll be able to utilize Season 5. But also on May 30th, is when the season ends, which means the game will no longer be able to download after that. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, now is the time to do it, between right now, and more importantly, between February 4th and 30th. So that's what it's going to be. Again, what they're saying here is that all online features will continue to be available until the season concludes on Friday, May 30th at 9 a.m. Daylight Savings Time, Pacific Daylight Savings Time. They said that at that point, there will be an option to play MultiVersus offline via the local gameplay mode, either solo against AI opponents or with up to 3 friends. To do this, you'll need to install/download the latest version of the game and log in during Season 5. Anytime between February 4th, I'm trying to read this, between February 4th and May 30th. After logging in, a local save file will be automatically connected to your PlayStation Network Store, Microsoft Store, Steam, and Epic Game Store account, allowing you to enjoy the game offline with all the earned and purchased content moving forward. So if I wanted to play the game, I'd be able to do it offline because I do have the game installed. But if I want to keep playing it after the season ends and after the game goes offline, in other words, no longer being online, then I would have to download the update starting on Tuesday. So, that's kind of the gist I'm getting here. Now, what's good about this is they are including some new characters. One character that, if you're a DC fan, you will probably thinking, well, it's obvious they got to put him in eventually, and that's Aquaman. But a character that I'm sure a lot of fans have been wanting to see, since, of course you got Bugs Bunny, you got to have Lola Bunny, and it's good that we're going to be getting her as well. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to have her as part of the thing. I don't know if I'll be able to. It says basically that you can earn her. Both new characters will be accessible when Season 5 begins on Tuesday. Aquaman via the Battle Pass as the first tier reward, and Lola Bunny as the daily calendar login reward. So in other words, when you log in daily, she will be your reward there as well. So yeah, that's good to see. I think you'll also be able to download them via the PlayStation Store. They're going to be DLC because they do that with the other characters. But yeah, having them included, that's great. You get to do your Lola versus Wonder Woman, your Lola versus Harley Quinn, and all that. So those are going to be good matchups people are going to like. The question, though, is that a lot of people are going to be bringing up is, did Player First Games and WB Games fumble the ball with this? Did they fumble the ball? I'm going to say this. When you want to try to compete, I wouldn't say compete, but when you want to try to basically do what Nintendo did with Super Smash Brothers, you got to really study what they did. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't do a good job. Don't get me wrong. MultiVersus, the people behind it, I think they did the best they could. But when you really want to basically say, hey, we want to create our own Smash Brothers and everything, what you need to do, honestly, is you need to study what they've done and kind of think to yourself, okay, what are the characters from our lineup, our vast library of characters and licenses we have, are people going to want to see? And what third-party characters, we can get licensed out to be part of this. That's what they needed to do. They need to study that, use that vast library they had right off the bat. That's what they needed to do. Second of all, basically, they don't need to use microtransactions. You don't need to do that. You don't need to use microtransactions and all that. That's what kind of hurt. Third, probably most important, as good as this was to have as a free game, basically making it a retail game digitally or physically would have been the best option to go with. So that way you can make the money back and do updates as well by providing DLC. Doing DLC and all that, instead of just, having it out there free to play and then just updating it when you can, with seasonal pass and all that. And with the seasonal passes, not only do you update the game and add different characters, but there's a good chance that you may mess something up as well. I mean, if you want a good example of a fighting game doing DLC and everything through seasonal pass, as crazy as this sounds, AEW Fight Forever does it. They do it. So does Street Fighter. They basically equipped, they basically sell the game physically, and they add in seasonal passes later on. And that's another thing that they could have done too. They could have offered people to buy a seasonal pass, so that way anytime an update comes on for the next season, they automatically get the stuff along with the updates and everything as well. But I'm going to give them credit. They did what they could. I do like the fact that they're letting you know that even after it's offline, come May 30th, you'll still be able to play the game, like a regular fighting game, like, AI and against friends and stuff if you want to. So overall, I appreciate that they're doing that. And to me, it feels like what I feel like is going to happen here is basically the reason this one's going to go offline, this is just me speculating, is I think they're going to end up doing a new one. They're going to do a MultiVersus 2. That's what I think is going to happen. And they're going to take everything they've learned from this, like all the mistakes and everything, and they're going to improve on that with MV2 or MVS2. They're going to learn from that with MVS2. And instead of making that free to play, I think they're going to go like, okay, you want it? You're going to have to buy it this time. In other words, it's not going to be free to play. It's going to be something you got to purchase, but it won't be that much, to kind of show that, hey, it's still technically free, but you still got to pay for it. And by the way, we're going to offer a seasonal pass, so that way you automatically get everything right then and there, and you don't have to go through any battle passes or daily logins to get the characters and all that. I think that's another thing they messed up on, was basically having people having to log in and go through battle passes, go through daily logins, and all that to get certain characters and variants of those characters. I think next time around when they do a sequel, which I think they're planning to do, that's why this one's going offline, come May 30th, is so that they can basically give you that seasonal pass that will enable you to get all the content, when every season approaches. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion on it. But yeah, it's a shame it's going to be going offline, but I'm glad I downloaded it. So now all I have to do is log in again, starting May 4th, download the patch and everything that's going to enable me to get the characters of Aquaman and Lola and also be able to play the game offline when the final season ends. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are on MultiVersus coming to an end online-wise and as a game. And do you agree with me that this might just be leading to them doing a sequel where they're going to, learn from the mistakes and basically this time around not make it free to play, but make it a game they're going to sell digitally and physically, as well as also along the lines give you a seasonal pass that will allow you to, when you purchase the seasonal pass, allow you to garner all the DLC that comes with the seasonal upgrades and everything that come, get, I guess you could say, patched in during the new seasons when they approach. Let me know what your thoughts are. Comment down below, like the video, click on the links in the description, subscribe to the channel. You can find my content in all your favorite audio and audio-video podcast affiliates. Like I said, links are in the description. Wherever there's a podcast, you'll probably find mine there. Also, click on the links at Rumble and Odyssey to check my content out there. Also check me out at Vimeo.com as well, Divonaut.com at BVW1979, Inkbunny.net at BWRosis. Also check me out at Venmo and Cash App to help support me there. Check out the Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else. And also click on the links to find me out at Twitter at Twitter.com, now known as X, at BWRosis, and Blue Sky at BWRosis as well. But guys, give me your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear what you have to say on it. And until next time, I am out.